Hello guys, welcome to my channel and to another UPCRATE unboxing video. At the moment I feel like I'm the slowest person in the whole UPCRATE community because everyone opened their box before I did. So naturally I saw what's inside because there were lots of spoilers on Instagram. And that's actually a shame because it's the second box in a row that I saw spoilers of. So let me show you what's inside because I know what's inside. So honestly, I didn't see the stickers before, but they look really cool. And here we go. We got Ecoline brush markers, watercolor markers, whatever you want to call them. And it's the primary set. So we got yellow, cyan, and magenta. And I'm a little surprised because I actually didn't see on Instagram that this is a Duotip brush pen. Or is it even a brush pen? I don't know. It's a watercolor pen. So let's have a look at it. So the colors look super vibrant. Let's have a look at the nibs. So it's not a brush nib. No, it's not. It's just a regular bullet nib. A pretty big one, but a bullet nib. And a chisel nib on the other side. And next up, we got a marker, and this is a Sakura Permapaque. So a combination of permanent and opaque, I guess. And it has a bullet nib as well. And last but not least, we got a water tank brush, and I'm not sure what brand it is, but it looks exactly like the Pentel water tank brushes. Not sure though, because there's no branding on it. And we got an Artspaze paper pad, which is suitable for Ecoline products. So I guess this is a joint venture of UPCRATE and Ecoline. So the paper is pretty thick, like watercolor paper. However, it's super smooth. Like, there's almost no texture to it. Which is interesting. So I'm very excited to try this paper. And last but not least, we got an art print. Also super cool. And now let's find out what the battle topic of the month is. So the topic of the month is organic robot, which is quite unusual, and I'm not really sure what to do with it. Yeah, I think that's a problem for later. So first I want to try the markers. So let's start with yellow. So it's super bright and looks almost like a neon color. Let's have a look at magenta. So what I'm noticing right away is that these markers are super juicy, and I love that. Do they mix? Well, yes, it's getting kind of red. Oh no, I hope this would not happen, but actually it's happening again. So I just tried to blend these two colors, and can you see that the paper came apart already? That's kind of a shame. Especially since this is paper that's actually made for Ecoline products. But maybe I'm just using it wrong and you shouldn't apply 2 colors on top of another. I don't know. Wow, this is super vibrant. I love that. So first impression, really nice. However, I'm a little concerned about this paper ripping thing. But whatever. So next up is the Permapaque marker, which is actually really opaque. This is looking really nice. So I'm wondering if it's waterproof. Let me check if it says anything. Odorless and waterproof and fade resistant. So I think we will try that now. So I filled the water tank brush with water, obviously. And now let's see if these paints still blend. Well, I need water. Come on. They do. Okay, so far these markers are not waterproof right away. I think I'll need to wait a little more for it to dry. So I'll come back in a second to it, but let me just quickly prepare something for blending. So I think I'll let that dry for maybe half an hour or so, and then I'll come back to it, and hopefully these bad boys are dry by then, like really dry, so they don't smudge anymore. And then let's see what happens. So I've been waiting quite a bit now, so let's see what happens if I try to reactivate the Permapaque pen. Well, no. No, that's not waterproof. I'm sorry, but it's not. Absolutely not. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. Like, do I need to let it dry for 24 hours or something? But this is not waterproof at this point. So that's quite disappointing. Let's have a look at the markers. So it is possible to reactivate them. I wouldn't call it smooth blending, however. Am I too dumb for this? Maybe it's just me and I'm too stupid to use them correctly. So this looks a lot nicer. I think it needs a bit of practice. So I have hope. There's still hope. Well, it kind of works, however, I can already see the paper coming apart a little bit in the middle. However, I'm still pretty glad that it's that easy to reactivate the paint. I feel like watercolor markers are super cool. I'm just not sure that they are the right medium for me personally. Maybe I just need to work a little bit more with them, but I kind of feel lost. And the topic doesn't help either, so let me try to come up with anything that is organic robot-like, even though I have no idea what that's supposed to be, so I'll just try my best. This time I found the topic really hard to translate into an idea, and I ended up drawing a robot with some flowers because flowers are organic and the robot is a robot, so organic robot it is. Not the most genius idea, but kinda cute, I think. I wanted to make use of the water tank brush as best as possible, so I decided to mix the colors and dilute them quite a bit, and I think that worked quite well. However, I was a little confused that the yellow and magenta together turned into a pretty muddy, kinda red-orangey tone. I kinda expected it to be bright red, but it didn't. Don't know why. I tried to keep my brush as clean as possible. But apart from that, this way of mixing and applying the paint worked really well. I'm so glad I tested if the Permapaque marker is actually waterproof, because this way I could save the outlining for last. I would have been really sad if I did the outlines first and then ruined it all when applying the watercolors. Speaking of watercolors, I don't really know what to say about these markers. Ecoline watercolor brush pens have been included quite a lot throughout the years, and I feel like this Duotip version is not what I've been looking for, I guess. I mean, double-sided markers are cool, but I'm not much of a fan of bullet nibs. I would always choose a brush nib over a bullet nib. Chisel nibs, on the other hand, are fine because I feel like there is a specific use case, like covering bigger areas very evenly, but the combination with a bullet nib didn't really work out for me. And I think that's because the bullet nib has a really big round tip. I prefer bullet nibs that come to a finer point, so you can still use them for details, at least to a certain degree. So I would have actually preferred if they had just added an additional chisel nib to the regular brush pens, so that they are like Copics but with watercolors. Also, I have been super confused by the example photos of the artist's work because those were all featuring Ohuhu markers. No Ecoline markers to be seen anywhere, so that doesn't make sense to me. And I had high hopes for the paper, but honestly, it could have been just any generic mixed media paper, and I wouldn't have noticed the difference, because the markers damaged it just like they would other paper. But still, this might be my fault if I'm not using them correctly or whatever. All in all, I gotta say that this box did not impress me. Like, it wasn't bad or anything, but it didn't impress me either. And I'm very aware that I'm being subscribed to UPCRATE for quite a long time now, and that is probably increasingly hard for the UPCRATE team to still surprise their subscribers at this point, but I feel like this has been one of their weaker boxes. Not to mention that I feel like this box wasn't good value for money. I mean, I paid 24 euros and I looked it up. You can get the Ecoline markers for 10.95, sometimes even cheaper, the Permapaque marker for 2.75. And I couldn't find the paper online, but in the bottom post it says recommended retail price is €3, as well as for the Watertank brush. Well, you do the math, but even when taking shipping into account, I feel like there have been boxes with better value for money. However, on a more positive note, I really like the outcome of my artwork because I think it's really cute. Please let me know what you think about this box. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!